Hello, beautiful beings, ancients. What are we talking about? I already know. A while back, there was a series of videos that I recorded about an energy vampire that was, in my experience, an ex fiance. Well, recently, the last couple days, I have been interacting with him again. It was a pop quiz from the divine. Did you get it yet? Yeah, I definitely got it this time. There's just so much around it. I don't want to ramble or bunny trail. I thought that this person was just a narcissist. And if a person is just a narcissist, even like on the extreme end of the spectrum, I feel there is hope because it's just really severe conditioning. However, I discovered that this person, just interacting with him for 2 days, he's either a psychopath or a sociopath. The divine would not let me sleep last night. I woke up a little after 2. And of course, because his energy is in my energy field, I'm allowing this person to be in my energy field because I felt like maybe I could help him. It's very, wow, so fascinating talking to people like this. I finally realized before I went to sleep last night, I was starting to have the most major realization about this whole situation, this person. And they also kept showing me that really creepy man that showed up. Well, he didn't seem creepy. Sociopaths don't. They're incredibly charming. The one that I said, don't go in the house, that video, they kept showing me that man for the last couple days since I've been talking to this man again. And so I realized before I went to sleep last night, wait a second. When I'm holding satsang with somebody, I can feel whether they're in their heart space or whether they're in their mind. With this person, I realized that I cannot. Why can't I feel when the words are pouring out and he's saying that he feels bad or sad or desperate to get help because the rapacious creditor is on him, this dark thing that's been with him his whole life? Doesn't feel. I thought it felt, but it doesn't feel. It's just words. There's no feeling attached to it because it's just what he needs to say at the time to get what he thinks he needs and wants. Ooh. So I messaged him in the middle of the night. I was awake for 2.5 hours. And the divine and I, when we send somebody a grand finale message, it just has to be so right from presence. No reacting from the persona at all. Just right from presence. And for me, that takes a little bit of time because talking to this person for the last couple of days, I have felt incredibly emotionally charged and stirred up and sick. Yeah, emotionally sick, vibrationally sick. They're saying vibrationally ill. So, but yes, that's right. But yes, even the very first day that I was talking to him, which was just day before yesterday, I was able to catch in the moment when he was doing that thing, turning it around, turning it around, starting to control. And that's always been very confusing to me in the moment, but I caught it in the moment. And the thing that a narcissist or sociopath or psychopath, they don't like the most is when we call them out on their BS, when we can actually see what they're doing. Oh, because it's saving our lives. They can't feed off of us anymore. Because us empaths, light workers, we really want to help humanity. That's why we're here. We know that in every fiber of our being. So it goes against our very nature to not try to help somebody that is appearing to want it so desperately. He doesn't want help. The ancients were saying, they were reminding me last night in the message about you can't help everybody, Mama G. because not everybody wants help. And also because I'm not everybody's cup of tea. What's expressing through this physical form is custom made for just certain people on the planet. So that's a relief because I can just be myself. Obviously, I can't be anybody else. I can just be myself, and then the messages and see. So what was kind of confusing about interacting with him is at times our satsang felt incredibly life-giving. It always does to me because when there are messages coming through for that person, that's what's life-giving about it. I'm not doing it. I'm delivering a message from the divine, from the ancients. So that's what was very confusing, is because he loved our conversations. He said that many times, but did he? I don't know. It doesn't matter anymore. I said in my very last message to him, after I sent him the message in like 4 in the morning last night, last night, his response was so cold. This was like, just this was setting boundaries for myself. If you go ahead, feel free. What was that? Is that a little birdie? I thought it may be a butterfly, but I think it's too soon. There's still snow on the ground. You're looking at it right now. Dang, I bunny trailed. Yeah, bird. That's fine. Yes, okay. So I set very firm boundaries for myself. I was finally able to see exactly how I should see this situation and what I needed to do to take care of myself. But I didn't cut it completely off. I just set the boundaries to where, go ahead and ask the ancients a question if you have one through your ascension process. And if you are coming to me, to us, from your heart space, there will be an answer evoked. Yes, there will be an answer evoked. Sorry, there's lots of realizations going on, like really solidifying inside of myself. So this is what I said. Yes, there will be an answer evoked if you are coming from your heart space. If you are not, then nothing will come through for you. And I put, it's nothing personal. That's funny to me. It's nothing personal. It's not, unless his person is coming towards me, his persona wanting something from me, needing a feeding. No. Starve, mother. Oh boy. Yes, so what was the other thing coming in at the same time? A realization jam. We're having a realization jam just then. It doesn't matter. It'll come through again if it needs to. Doozer. We're sharing this chair with Doozer. Doozer, what's doing, bud? Hi, you soaking up the sun? So I'm seriously feeling more clear than I ever have in my whole life. It makes so many things make sense to me. Oh, so wonderful. And it's not a blame thing. It's seeing the reality of a situation. Oh, that's true freedom. Really, because sociopaths and psychopaths do not have regular emotions. So I don't need to feel guilty for not being able to help him. I sent him a message after his response message. I think that's where I bunny trailed. His response message was so cold and owning zero part. None. He blamed it on toxicity from our past relationship. Oh, I was just like, really? It was fascinating to me because he showed me, because all the messages up until the message I sent him last night, all of them were supposedly open. He was trying to be open and he was desperate to change and all this, but then his true colors came up after I set the boundaries for myself, after he knew for sure he was not going to get anything from me again. My last message to him was, I am just shocked or amazed or something about, I mean, that message was, thank you so much. I thanked him. Thank you so much for being so transparent. Wow. Because before it was like trying to see that one, the last one that messaged me, the true him, not the true him, because we're all beautiful beings, expressing through these physical forms, our true essence. However, the persona has been conditioned into this morning they were telling me, you've been freed from the beast, the one that I couldn't quite see before, the one that I would get sucked in with again and get the life sucked out of me. Literally, there's so much pressure that builds up in my body just starting to interact with him. I felt so angry yesterday. And that's because, well, crisis. There's a crisis. The energy vampire is here and you're giving him your energy. But I don't need to. Okay, so a snow breeze just came up and I can't handle it. So saltsong with Mama G at gmail.com. Here, let me move out here in the sun a little bit. Or you could leave me a comment in the comment section or a question about anything you're stuck in your life. If you have a specific question about something you feel like you're just getting tumbled over and over and stuck, like when I've interacted with sociopaths or psychopaths, it's a very tricky situation to be in because they're so good at acting like a regular, even wonderful and blameless person. Oh, but they're not. Anyway, oh, yes, thank you. So I call myself the thrift store queen because, well, I'll show you in just a second. I don't know if you've ever seen them or not. I've never actually bought this brand for myself because they're $120 jeans. But I have bought jeans from the Buckle before, and yeah, they were around $100. And they last for years and years and years. I usually just buy my clothes from the thrift store now because I find the most amazing things. So my most recent trip to the thrift store, which was pretty surprising because I just bought myself a new car and I felt like I was in a financial jam. One day, well, for the last week, I've been kind of going through this leveling up in myself and shedding quite a bit of fear that I didn't realize was still in there around, a car payment, insurance. Well, I had insurance, but I didn't have a car payment because I buy old cars and just drive them till the wheels fall off. Well, this last one, I've had it 2 winters now. And yes, the wheels were about ready to fall off. It smelled like gas constantly. I don't need to get into it, but I didn't feel safe in it anymore. And I've put a lot of money into that car. At least, what, $3,000? But it was only like $1,100 to start with. And I just didn't, I wanted to do whatever it took really to avoid car payments because that used to be too much pressure on me to have bills, to have that type of financial pressure on me. But I don't have financial pressure because I make plenty of money working my own business, and I've worked through that. I have no fear anymore. That's actually how this person re-entered my life the last couple days, is because he had made me a custom dresser. It's beautiful. It's a one of a kind. It's a Freeman original. And I felt uncomfortable because so much money has went out recently that I felt like I was very close to being out. And that's really amazing because I mean, that's not how I lived for a really long time. I barely had any money, and oftentimes no money, just a food card to get food with. And that was just, there was so much wealth in that poverty. I was in poverty for a very long time, but I had to learn how to feel abundant even without. And that was the lesson there, one of the many lessons with not having money. But I've had money now for, a couple, 2.5 years. I got to bust out of that, out of poverty, and gradually have been building it up, and finally went one day, and a couple weeks ago, I didn't know I was doing it. I was just bringing some clothes to the thrift store to donate, and on the way there, I saw a car lot, Freedom Motor Works, WERKS, that I had never seen before. And they said, go there. And I was going to go the very next day with my daughter to, I said, baby, I got to go get a car. You want to go with me? And everything is so much fun with my daughters. And she's just like, yeah. So we were going to go get myself a new car the next day. Not brand new, but definitely my cars are usually 20 to, Zeus was 23 years old, the one that I just got rid of. Bless those men, because they gave me a trade-in for him too. And I didn't have to have a huge down payment for it. Uh, so so I dropped the clothes off, and then on the way back, I stopped in, and I had no idea that I was going to buy myself a car that day. It flowed. It was time. It was divine timing. Absolutely amazing. And I could feel, because I could feel that these guys had emotions. It was easy to pick up on them. They were very genuine. They had worked for very, very big car dealerships for a long time, and wanted to make it more possible for people to actually get a vehicle that they felt safe in, like I do. My new car is, I don't know if it's a rig or a car. I think it's kind of both. It's a 2015 Subaru Forester, all-wheel drive, no rust. The inside is pristine. It's only 8 years old. Wow, I've never had a car like that before. They're kind of showing me one a long, 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 long time ago when my daughters were really little. Um, um, yeah, a soulmate, Michael, he bought me a car, and that was the nicest car I'd ever had. But I've never actually bought myself a car off of a lot before, and not had a cosigner, nothing like that. And I did that because I've been working on my credit too. I've been doing such introspective work for so long that the like the you know the earthly stuff, the adulting stuff, that seems a bit delayed, but it's not, because when I had my awakening with Muji, my awakening experience, it was like I was born again. And yeah, I mean, it all makes so much sense to me now. And now I'm at a certain age to where I have my own business. I got my first almost brand new car for myself, and yeah, I still have money in the bank, and yeah, it's absolutely incredible. But I still love going to the thrift store. I love it. Because to me, having enough money is such a gift, and I don't take it for granted at all. I work really hard for the money that I earn. And yeah, and someday they're reminding me that the donations will come in for my foundation to help support my foundation, which I am my foundation. I am the Mama G Foundation. But I see the more I work on myself, the more people that are coming in just naturally, no advertising. And then the money that comes in spreads out to other people that need it in the moment. It'll be, because I've done a lot of praying about the amount of money that I will have in my life, about just always guide me with what to do with it, because I don't ever want to come from a place of ego. Well, here you go, I'm going to help you because I'm me. No, 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 because money doesn't always help a situation. Throwing money at something oftentimes delays the beautiful growth that would keep a person from experiencing, the hard time that they're in. So, okay, I'll show you I got Miss Me jeans, 2 pairs for, here, let's see. It was half off everything in the store. So I got 2 pairs of Miss Me jeans for $6. And they're like made for me. Yes, it's so much more exciting than going to a store and spending $120 on these jeans. It just, because they're gifts from the divine. That's what it feels like. It makes life way more magical. Okay, so I am definitely cold now. I'm actually going to go put a sweater on and do some yard work in the sun. Love you so much.